Okay, so let's move on to question 2. Figure 1 shows the human resource schema. Okay, so this is the schema that we have in Oracle Express Edition lah. Kan, Oracle Express Edition. Okay, so based on the schema in figure 1, write the conjunctive normal form. Remember, when you want to do the conjunctive normal form, kan, conjunctive normal form is all about the normalization of the query. Okay, so when we talk about the normalization of the query, it's all about the conditions. And the conditions must be the in the conjunctive normal form. Conjunctive normal form means you need to do the AND operator. Can the AND operator. Okay, so write the conjunctive normal form for employees in marketing or finance department that has salary greater than 10,000. So if you take a look over here, salary is coming from table employees. Marketing or finance department is a department name. Okay, it's a department name. So department name is coming from table departments. Okay, so we have table employees and table departments. How table employees and table departments are connected? Through department ID. Kan? So by right, you should know. Kan, if we have the SQL, it will be something like this. Okay, for example, we have, maybe you select last name, salary, and department name. Okay, so all this coming from which table? From employees, E, and also from departments, D, where we do the old version of the condition of the join where E dot department ID equals to D dot department ID and department name equals to marketing. Ini buat kurungan marketing or department name equals to finance. Okay, and salary greater than 10,000. So by right, like I said, when we talk about normalization of the query, we will take a look at the condition. So what is the first condition? Here. Second condition here, and the third condition here. Everything is N. Okay, so how to do the conjunctive normal form? It will be E dot department ID equals to D dot department ID. Okay, and what is the second condition? This is our first condition. Second condition is department name equals to marketing or department name equals to finance. Okay, and the last condition is salary greater than 10,000. So this is our conjunctive normal form for this query. Okay, so move on to question B. Explain two disadvantages of distributed database management systems, the DBMS. So when we talk about the disadvantages of the DBMS, okay, if we talk about the disadvantages of the DBMS, we have a lot. And the first one is all about complexity. Complexity. So if you take a look, they ask for 2 and the mark is 4. So means you need to list 2 and explain. We talk about complexity. So because since the DBMS may have many sites, so many sites may use, they may use different method in managing the database. Okay, many sites may use different type of methods in order to manage or in order to maintain the database. So by right, the process might be complex. And the process might be complex. The second one is all about the cost. Okay, so by right, each site may want same facilities. Kan, same facilities for each site. Okay, site 1 ada 100 gig. Site 2 also nak 100 gig. Site 3 also 100 gig. And remember, storage is quite expensive, especially if you want a good performance. Okay, then the third one is about security control. Kan, the third one is about security control. Kan, so when we talk about security control, if one site is breached, kan, one site is breached, kan, then the other side might be or can be accessed by the intruders. Kan, the other side can be accessed by the intruders. Okay, so by right, because of remember when we are having the DBMS, each site may have local autonomy. So I mean they can maintain their own database. They can do any kind of security of their database. So by right, different site may use different kind of security. If one security is not that good compared to the other one, so the site can be breached. And remember, the site also can access data from the other sites. So by right, if one site is breached, so the other site might also be in the risky position lah. Okay, then number 4, we talk about the integrity control. You can talk about the integrity control. So what about integrity control? Duplicated data, because remember, you can have the replica. So if you update the replica, you need to update the original. If you update the original, you need to update the replica. So but what if by the time you update the original, the replica site is down? The replica site is down, so it cannot be updated. So later you will have some data inconsistency. Okay, then we can talk about also about the lack of standard. Lack of standard, because each site may have different kind of the way they are managing their database. Lack of experience. Lack of experience. So this is, we talk about the DBA lah. The DBA at the main site may have more experience than the DBA at the new site. The one that you just created to give them the fragment. Okay, then we talk about the complex database design, because the design has to be good in order for the company to run smoothly. The number 7 is all about the complex database design. Okay, so these are all the disadvantages. You just choose to and explain. Okay, so now let's move on to question C. Each relational schema below shows the base relation is SM enterprise. So we have supplier, region, product, staff, customer, and customer book. SM Enterprise is a trophy maker company where they will produce trophies according to client order. Each trophy produced is coming from the supplier. One supplier will supply many trophies. The suppliers are coming from these regions: 1 southeast, 2 north, 3 west. Answer the following questions. So when you have the DBMS question, like I said, first thing first, please draft the ERD and determine which table is a parent, which table is the child. Okay, so by right, first find the table that is a child first lah. And so if you take a look over here, maybe the customer book. Customer book. Why customer book? They have customer ID. Product ID, which is coming from product. And they have staff ID, which is coming from staff. So now we should know that customer book is the child to the customer. The first one is customer. Customer. Then we have child also to the staff. Okay, and child to the product. So this is the parent, this is the child. This is the parent, this is the child, and this is the parent, this is the child. Okay, then after that, what else do we have? Product has supplier, which is coming from sub ID. So product has supplier. So for this relationship, since product contains the foreign key, product is the child and supplier is the parent. So like I said, you can become parent, you can become the child depending on the relationship. For this relationship, product is a child. For this relationship, product is the parent. Okay, so what else do we have? Then inside supplier, we have region ID, which is coming from region. So supplier has region. Okay, so region is the parent, supplier is the child. Okay, so if you take a look, all the tables, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we have all the 6 tables in our draft of the ERD. So now let's take a look on the question. State the suitable fragmentation type for all the tables if the company has decided to distribute the supplier data based on the regions available. Kan, they want to know what is the suitable fragmentation type for all the tables. So what are the tables that we have? Supplier, region, product, staff, customer, and customer booked. Okay, so now we want to determine what is the suitable fragmentation type. Okay, if the company has decided to distribute supplier data, can see they want the supplier data based on the region. So if you take a look, okay, if you take a look based on the tables, on the schema, they want to fragment, they want to divide the supplier data according to the region. So what are the region ID that we have? 1, 2, and 3. So they want to divide 1, 2, 3. So whichever supplier coming from 1, they will be inside fragment 1. Kan, supplier that are region ID 2 will be in fragment 2, and supplier of region 3 will be in fragment region 3. Okay, so this is what the question wants lah, kan, or what the company wants. Okay, so now if you take a look over here, we will start. Kan, if you take a look, 1, 2, and 3 is repeated because some supplier region ID dia 1. Some supplier the region ID is 2. Some supplier the region ID is 3. Okay, so by that, the 3, 1, and 2 is repeated. So since it is repeated, so the supplier, we can do the first one, this is staff supplier. Kan, the first one we can do horizontal fragmentation. Kan, horizontal fragmentation of supplier. Okay, so now to determine the other tables, we take a look from supplier, who is the child of the supplier. If you take a look, this is the staff tadi kan. Okay, so this is the supplier. Okay, who is the child of the supplier? Product. So means product needs to do derived horizontal fragmentation. Who is the child of product? Child of product is customer book. Kan, customer book should be derived horizontal fragmentation. Who is the child of customer booked? Tak ada dah. Kan, customer doesn't have any child. Kan, so we can stop there. So means how about the other tables? So is there any kind of information needed for the fragmentation? No other. Kan, so by that the rest is no fragmentation, no fragmentation, and no fragmentation. Okay, so this is how we determine what kind of fragmentation type that we need. Kan, because we have horizontal fragmentation, vertical fragmentation, mixed fragmentation, derived horizontal fragmentation, or no fragmentation. Kan, so depends lah which one do you want. Kan, so by right, the easiest way is to find the horizontal first, find the child of the horizontal fragmentation to become derived horizontal fragmentation, and take a look at the rest of the question. Is there any kind of additional information for the fragmentation? If no, means the other tables no need to do any fragmentation. Okay, so now they ask you to show the relational algebra for all the tables that can be fragmentized. So which table that can be fragmentized? Supplier, product, followed by followed by customer booked. Kan, so by that we start with supplier. Okay, we will start with supplier. So inside supplier, how do we want to divide the supplier? According to its region. So it means S1, I will select region ID equals to 1 from table supplier. Okay, and followed by we have region 2, then we select region ID equals to 2 from table supplier. And S3, we select region ID equals to 3 from table supplier. Okay, so now because we know we have only 3 regions, so we are done with the supplier. Then from the supplier, what is the child of the supplier? Product. So the second fragmentation, relational algebra that we can do is for table product. So since supplier has 3, product also will have 3. Okay, so the first one, we take all table product, we derive with supplier 1. We take all product from supplier 2. And we take all product from supplier 3. So this is the symbol for derived horizontal fragmentation, semi-join symbol. So this is semi-join. Okay, so we want all product information from supplier in region 1. Okay, what does it mean here? We want all product information from supplier in region 2. How about this one? We want all product information from supplier in region 3. Okay, and after we have done with the product, who is the child of the product? Customer book. Okay, the third one is about customer book. Okay, so since product has 3, customer book also will have 3. Okay, so remember, please name your fragment. So this is what we call as fragment name. And this is what we call as fragment name. So normally all of the fragments will have unique name. Okay, so now what do we take? We take all customer booking kan for product 1. All customer booking of product 2. And all customer booking, this is the table name of product 3. Okay, so what does it mean? We want to calculate all the customers booking information of product in region 1. Kan, we want all customer booking of all of the product in region 2. All the customer booking of all the product in region 3. Okay, so do we have any other tables to be fragmentized? No. Okay, so we have only 3. So now we are done with all these 3 relational algebra for the tables that can be fragmentized. Okay, and the last question for question number 2 is about state why region table. Okay, why region table is not suitable to be fragmentized. So normally, why the table is not suitable to be fragmentized? One of the reason is because the data, the data or the table we can say about the table the table is small and not frequently updated. Cannot frequently updated. And because if you take a look, what do we have inside region? You have region ID, region name. The table is small. Can you have only 2 columns? Okay, region ID and region name. 1, 2, 3. You have apa tadi? Southeast, north and west. Kan nak fragment apa? What can you fragment based on the data inside this table? Kan, so by right, normally why this table is not suitable to be fragmented? Because the table is small and it is not frequently updated. Because it is very rare for you to every day you add new region. Kan, every day you add new region, every day you change the region, you update, you delete. Kan, so by right, the data inside this region table is usually fixed. Kan, so that's why it is not frequently updated. So that's why it is not suitable to be fragmentized. Okay, so now we are done with question 2.